I'm back. I said I had an idea for a video. As it turns out, I had a quick look online and it seems that lots of people have decided to make a video of dating with dentures. I haven't watched anybody's because I didn't want to be influenced or put off something that I choose to say. I don't write anything down, it's just my experiences come out. I have a new webcam and made everything look green, even my eyebrows. And it shows the teeth look very white. As you know, I only have 6 lower of my own. This is an upper denture, and that's a partial lower. You've seen that before. Not taking anything out today, it's all staying there. Dating with dentures. So when I had a look, I watched one video, not of somebody, a denture wearer, talking about dating with dentures, but by a company. Hold on, I've got it saved up here somewhere. A company, their video is called Dating with Dentures, Dental Implants Are the Better Option, from a dental implant studio. Okay, and the still to this is a man with some dentures sticking out of his mouth. Now, I like humour, even outrageous humour, but this company have used humour for people who have lost their teeth, like me, and maybe like you, if you're someone who's lost your teeth and are watching this, to shame people into getting implants. What if somebody can't afford implants? What if their bones are not thick enough to have implants? What if, like me at the beginning, they had suicidal thoughts about living with dentures? What if someone throughout their whole life of living with dentures is so embarrassed that that video compacts it? What if someone on their journey, what if it tips them over the edge? What if somebody goes and takes out loads and loads of money on a loan to pay for implants that don't take because they fear being like this man, who clearly isn't even a denture wearer, in this video, spitting his dentures out and then putting rice on them and putting them back in his mouth? Oh, ha, 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 it's so funny. I mean, sit back, have a drink, laugh at that video. I laugh at almost anything, but there is a line, and I'm not one of those that's offended at everything. But that's actually offensive. It's actually dangerous. I don't think, maybe he doesn't realise, the man or woman, whoever it is, who decided to make that video, that some people just don't have the money, the resources or the bones to have implants, and that they're literally living on a knife edge of stress because of having to have dentures. Yes, I laugh and I joke, but this is serious. Somebody who's going to look for watching advice on dating with dentures and comes across that and sees that. Now, I didn't hate on his video. I didn't even dislike it. There was one dislike already on it. Because that's not me. I don't do stuff like that. And I'm not suggesting people go find it and hate on it. Should this man ever see this video, I would suggest perhaps trying a different approach to get people to come and have implants. And maybe use the humour some other way and not taking the mickey out of people who are broken, because that's basically where we're at, especially at the beginning, and some people throughout their lives with dentures. I embraced it, but don't think because I did, I wasn't beside myself, because I was. I really, really was. Anyway, enough wasted time on that person. But please, anybody looking up this subject, dating with dentures, if you watch that, ignore it. You just totally ignore it. That's not how everybody thinks. Right, another little drink. Chin chin. Dating with dentures. My experience. Okay, I am a single lady. I actually like being single. But sometimes I yearn for my soulmate. You know, I've been quite wild in the past. We won't go into that. it's very easy to pick people up, whether you have dentures or not, and whether they know or not. That's something that is just available, online especially. But that's not what I'm after. I mean, for me, online dating is to look for my soulmate. I've yet to find him, and I possibly never will. But that's okay, because, as I say, I like being single. So when I did online dating initially, and I had the partial denture, I didn't mention it. And, you know, I think women get lots of people come to them. From my discussions with some of the guys online, you know, I don't think many women go to them as much as men sort of message the females. A lot of them are scammers and fraudsters and cheaters, but there's a lot of genuine people out there, some very, very lonely people who really just want to be with anybody. They, you know, they're not fussy about who they're with, they just want someone. So I had lots of messages. Anyway, when I lost the rest of the teeth and that, I put up about the fact that I wear a denture. I've altered numerous times when I go on and off. I have phases of being online dating, phases of coming off when I get bored, going back. I met some nice people. Didn't make any difference the amount of messages I got when I announced. And I had this picture of me going, fake teeth, in the caption. It didn't make any difference at all. Some people, you know, respected my honesty and said, you know, they wear a denture and they've never told anyone on there because they're, you know, worried. Because all you see is own hair, real teeth. Well, these are real acrylic teeth. So if you want honesty from the start, that's the way to go. Then the people who I met with the denture, wasn't bothered in the slightest. And all of the people that I met, I say all, it wasn't loads because I'm selective, were perfectly fine. It never bothered them at all. Now, granted, for me, there is a difference. I don't take mine out at night, or only very rarely. So I'm not going to be in bed with somebody with no teeth in. Now, that may make a difference, and that's something I do say on the profile. You'll never see me without them. That's me personally. If I'm with someone, they are never going to see me without them, unless they also wear a denture and we do the whole naked gun thing together. Then maybe that would be fine. But otherwise, oh hell no. So honesty is the best policy in order to guarantee it not being an issue. If it's something you've already announced to the world, they know. If you're having trouble eating certain foods, that's something you can then say to them if they want to ask you out for a meal. That's something that you can't do. For me, I don't eat meat, so I don't have to worry about chewing steak, and I hate going to restaurants anyway. Always have done before I even lost the teeth. It's always been a thing for me, so that's not really a date for me. There's other things you can do, you know, apart from going out for something to eat. You can go for a coffee, go for a dog walk if you've got dogs. Although if you are going to do that, make sure it's in a very public park and not in the woods, like I like going in the woods. Now, what if you're not going to say anything? You can not say something. They may never, ever, ever know. Obviously, it depends on the denture that you have and its tightness. If it's stuck in and it's not moving. There are so many people with veneers on their teeth or implants that people don't necessarily know what's real and what isn't. So it's something that if you can't tell just by you talking and you're smiling and they're not moving about because they're glued in and they're a good fit, then they won't know. Will they know when you're kissing? Well, the people that I've kissed with the men, and I'm a bit selective, kissing is a really personal thing for me, very personal. So the few people that I've kissed with the men, even though they knew I wore them, I asked afterwards, and they said they didn't know. They didn't notice. It wasn't something they were even thinking about at the time. So I would say it's unlikely, unless they're literally a roof of the mouth tongue licker, raking their tongue up there. But then even in the height of the kiss, they may just think you've got, you know, a shiny, slidey upper palate. And if you've had the contouring on the palate, you know, it will be, I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. So they may not, I don't think they're going to notice. The lower teeth obviously are an issue for people if they have a full lower. Mine is a partial, but I don't have clips. I've yet to kiss in these. So I'll find that one out. But it's not, because obviously I'm open about it, I won't worry. I know if people have talked on forums about not even telling their husband their whole life, or their wife their whole life, that they had a denture. Now, if their partner knew and never said anything, that's okay. What if they never ever really knew? So it is possible, I think, to keep it secret, but that's a lot of pressure on you to do that, a lot of pressure. But if that's what you want to do, then do it. And if you do decide that you want to see someone and tell them X amount of time in, you've got to say to yourself, there is that possibility when you tell them that they don't like it. They don't like it because they've got, sorry, the screen went dark. They don't like it because they've got a thing about it, about the whole denture thing, or they don't like it because they feel like you've lied to them. Now, of course, you didn't lie to them. It was something you didn't tell them and they didn't ask. So, but it is, some people can see that as a lie because it's something that's quite big to a lot of people and you've kept it from them. Now, there are other people who I've spoken to who couldn't care less. I mean, they say, oh, I wouldn't care one way or the other. So there's people like that. But I suppose you have to be prepared for a fall. If you see somebody and don't tell them, and then there comes a point where you do, you must not be brokenhearted if they reject you because they were not worth it. Do you understand? They weren't worth it. If they can't love you for you, then they can't love you. They don't deserve you. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're going to sleep without your teeth in, that's something that obviously you have to tell the person. Because if they're going to be sleeping over and you're going to be taking your teeth out, that, you know, what are the chances of you getting them back into your mouth if you've stuck them on the side or under the pillow or something and then try to get them back in your mouth, because that person could wake up before you. So that's really a no-no. Now, maybe other people have already discussed all that. I don't know. But my experience is tell them it doesn't matter. Obviously, being public on a dating site about it, for me, because I've done YouTube videos, being public about it is fine. I tell anybody. But you may not wish to have that photo of you saying, these are a denture, like I do, for fear of it going around. Then don't. Don't do it if you don't want to. But it would be an easier ride. But people aren't going to know. And if they do guess, if somehow they are a tongue traveller and they guess and they ask you, then obviously you've got to admit it, I think. You've got to say, oh yeah. And if they say, why didn't you tell me? Say, well, it's not a big deal. It's just my life. I'm used to it. Ride it out. That's the only way. Style it out, people. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. I don't drink very often, just once in a blue moon, and I thought, seeing as I'm discussing this, I would. Other things with dentures, okay. Other people have discussed intimacy. I have seen a video on that before, and I don't particularly want this video to have too much adult content. Not that I'm adverse to adult content, as some of you know, if you've seen some of my other videos. I'm going to have a cigarette. This may put you off. Apologies. Yeah, I know it's bad. And I have to have a chewing gum when I have a cigarette. But this is, look, this is a white chewing gum, so this gives you an idea of the colour of my teeth. Quickly, do I find that smoking stains the teeth? Not really. I haven't really noticed that, and I drink tea sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes. I clean my dentures 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll use normal toothpaste, sometimes I'll use denture toothpaste, and I put them in a little bath with some sprinkly powder stuff to clean them as well. And because I have teeth with character, I also use dental floss. So this is important. If you're going to kiss somebody and you've just eaten with your dentures, that's something that the denture wearers know. Sometimes food gets trapped at the back of the palate. You know, so don't eat rice or anything like, you know, noodles or something that might get stuck around there, and if you can't get to the bathroom to sort it out. But then, you know, you kiss somebody who's got their teeth and have a bit of food stuck in there. But put it this way, kissing someone with a denture is far better than kissing someone with a mouthful of rotten teeth. You know, when my teeth I was losing them, I was so conscious of that, you know, the different colours and how they were. This is much nicer from my point of view. If I was kissing somebody else, I'd rather kiss somebody with a denture, of course, than rotten teeth. So it's really, you've got to kind of think of those things. So, intimacy. Well, yes, my teeth have stayed in, and no, they don't come out for that. My teeth don't come out for nothing except for me cleaning. Obviously, it's your personal choice when you are intimate with a partner as to whether your teeth stay in or not, depending on what you're doing. Do people ask? Yes. Have I been asked that question? Yes. And the answer is always the same. My teeth stay in, and they do stay in, and they've not fell out. However rigorous activity they have been involved in. You get my drift. Again, that's something that's very personal. But yes, it's something that people worry about. With a good fixative in there, there's no reason. I mean, even without fixative, if they're good fit and you're careful, they should stay. That's all I'm saying on that subject. Did I bring anything to the table? Possibly not. Did I just waffle on, having a drink and a cigarette? Probably. Just want you to be positive. I understand people wish to be private, and I do get it. For that time with the partial denture, I was quite private about it, and I avoided kissing people. You know, I went on a couple of dates when I had the partial denture, and because I didn't want to tell them. But then I didn't smile anyway because I had all mismatched, discoloured real teeth and partial teeth. So I would just smile, you know, I would do that or smile like that, or have a dim light. But once I got over that, once I got into this, yes, because so many other people on here helped me, that I should do this, and it helps you. So if you can embrace it and style it out, no one can hurt you with it. No one will hurt me with this. No one. Oh, hell no. Nobody. Because this is me. And I've always been somebody who will stand up for the underdog. And right now, you know, I am that underdog. I'm certainly the underdog when it comes to the likes of that video I talked earlier, where they're taking the mickey out of people with false teeth. But I don't consider myself an underdog. I don't consider myself a victim. I'm just me. And when you get to that point, it feels good. Never be ashamed. Never. Never. So I think that's probably it. And I haven't really helped anyone. I hope so. I hope I did. I hope something in there gave you the confidence to think you can just be you. Because this is me. And when you've got yours, yours are you. It's just a new chapter in your life. So good luck. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.